Hello, everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a first-person replay commentary. This is a game I played about a week ago, I think. I'm going to play Oracle this game. Sorry about my upload yesterday. I think I had a Twitch bug or something, or maybe I pressed upload on the main stream instead of on the highlighted portions, but I accidentally uploaded the entire stream. I was actually going to make like 4 videos out of that, or at least 2 instead of just 1. So, I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I should still upload the Lion ones that people, if they're looking for a Lion game, they can watch it, whereas the ARDMs are usually less popular. I don't know, I'll probably still upload the Lion game, so if you guys already watched the whole video, then the Lion game will not be important for you, but at least there's still a Lion game. But this is going to be an Oracle game. Let's first talk about the hero in terms of its Dota buff. If I pull up the Dota buff here. Alright, so Oracle as a hero, very, very low win rate in pubs. He's by far one of the least popular heroes of all time. I think that's because his skills are pretty complicated. He has a high barrier of entry to learn the hero. A terrible win rate, 38%. This is the most popular skill build. This skill build's actually correct in my opinion. Although sometimes I would maybe go 2 and 3 out of Purifying Flames at level 2 and 3. In terms of item win rates, I wouldn't really look too much into these because they don't really tell you very much. I think most pubs don't really understand how to play the hero super well. He does have a good win rate versus Earth Spirit, which kind of makes sense because you can buff your allies and keep them from dying to the Earth Spirit. And apparently he's good versus techies, which, okay, good versus techies. Good to know. Worse versus illusion heroes. OD can kill him. Okay. Yeah, and a lot of physical damage with silences are really good. I actually played a Oracle versus Silencer the other day, and I got absolutely wrecked. So I think Silencer is another good counter against Oracle. So this is a game that I played with my bad stack. No offense, guys. I think this game actually was one of the few games. If actually, I'll pull it back up again. My Dota buff here. One of the few games that I played that was actually high instead of... Oh, that's going to spoil everything. I can't do that. Alright, I'm not going to do this. Uncheck, back in game. But it was one of the few games. I'll look at it right now. It was ranked, obviously, but I think it was high skill instead of very high skill. Yeah, this was high skill instead of very high skill. Almost all my games are very high skill. But when I play with this stack, it's high skill. I actually have a Storm one that was similar recently. But the reason it was high skill, not very high skill, because I was playing with Blankachachi. Uranic is one of my high school friends who watches my videos, but he almost never plays. He's still TBD. And Moonhead's pretty low as well, like 2K or something like that. So it was probably, I think the average is maybe below 4K, which is somewhere around the high instead of very high. So this basically means that my MMR is way higher than everybody else's in the game, so which should give you, like, again, I've said this before, but whenever people complain that I talk about this, it's not because I'm trying to talk about my MMR. It's because you need to understand that when you look at how strong the hero is. Because it's not just, you're not just going to see how strong the hero is. You're going to see me using a hero that could potentially completely outplay my opponents, and my opponents don't know how to counter it very well. So it gives you like a bad estimation of how the hero's strengths are, because people will be playing against him the wrong way, I feel. Did I press play? Oh, I've apparently been paused this whole time. I'll just jump forward here to the 0 mark. This was I think this was ranked alt pick or something like that, but since I was the higher MMR, I decided to go mid with Oracle, and I think this is the better move to do. So Oracle, previous to this patch, when Oracle first came out, I told you guys I was going to make a mid Oracle video, and I never did.
This one is so in the bag.
I told you I was going to make a mid Oracle video, but I never did. And that's because it didn't really feel that good. When I was in Korea, Slicks was playing Oracle a lot, and he was trying to get it to work. But I didn't think it really scaled that amazing, but I think it's pretty good now. And I can talk about some of the reasons why, which is what I'm going to do as this video completes. He's been buffed, and the buff that he got is significant in the way that it makes him actually very good versus in laning. The major change was that his third skill, Purifying Flames, what this does is it does nuke damage, and then it heals up afterwards for at least the amount that it did damage, essentially. Because after magic reduction, the amount that it heals is a little bit more than what it did originally. So basically you can use it on creeps now, and the ability is pretty OP in terms of the scaling. It goes 50 to 80 mana, and it does up to 396, oh that's the heal, it does up to 360 damage. So the amount of damage it does is very, very high, and the cooldown is very low, 2.5 seconds. So as long as you cast this very rapidly, you can usually get 2 spells off and kill somebody pretty quick. In combination, you're going to be maxing out Fortune's End, your first skill. This is an immobilize, you can channel it, but it also does damage no matter how long you channel it, so it does up to 300. That ability is very good as well. Your second skill, what it does is it makes the target completely magic immune against magic damage, but they take 50% extra physical and pure, and they also can't attack. So if you're trading hits with somebody, it's a really good ability to use on your opponents because that damage amps you. Or at least increases the amount of physical damage that you do to your opponent. I'm not really sure why I got my first skill here. I might have been better to get my second one, I feel, because every time that I hit the Queen of Pain, I could have casted my second skill, and you could also use it to prevent them from last hitting, and it's something I didn't do at all here, and I think I probably should have. I probably should have gotten my second skill and 2 of my third skills in the mid position, and again, that's because it allows me to do more damage, basically. I can cast my second skill, right-click him a couple times, and then cast my first skill, is what I believe I should have been doing. That was wrong. That was not the right ability to cast. Kind of felt like I was going to die here, but I did that badly. I tried to cast my first skill, that way it would last hit, while also hitting the Queen of Pain for a bit of harass, but the AoE is pretty small. It's kind of hard to land. So I really messed up my lane right here. By taking that much damage to the Queen of Pain, but it'll work out okay in the end. And then I casted the third skill on myself twice. It does do damage to yourself, but it heals more than it does damage. That's because of reduction. You're going to be taking 180 damage after reduction, and then you get healed for 190. So it's like you heal yourself for like 60 HP. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. So I basically traded a lot of my mana for a bit of HP since I was a bit far away from my bottle. I thought that was the right move to do. So again, the really nice part about Purifying Flames now is that the mana cost is lower and you can use it on creeps. Before you couldn't use it on creeps. That meant you last hitting as an Oracle was entirely reliant on you casting your first skill, which is an AoE, or you right-clicking, which was pretty tough. So now what you can do is you can abuse the third skill, the last hit, and you can actually use it to deny your creeps as well. Because you can cast it on your allied creeps. And I think that part's a little bit OP. Because I think you can kill your own creeps with it, which is essentially denying your opponents for 60 mana. Like, that's really strong. So grab the bounty rune, got a full bottle now. Now I can definitely mess with the quap here if needed. So what I did just there, I couldn't believe he didn't run away, but what I did was I casted your third skill, and then I casted my first skill, and what that does is it purges the buffs on your opponent. So if I had the third skill on him and it was healing him, you can purge off the heal by casting the first skill. So I cast the nuke first, then you cast the purge, and then you cast the third skill again. And the cooldown's so low that most people don't anticipate it. And it's basically like getting hit with 2 nukes at an early stage, because it does do 75 damage, which is pretty good. 75 damage for 1 skill point's not bad. Also mobilizes for 0.5 seconds. But the quap wasn't going to win that fight. Very few heroes will win a 1v1 against an Oracle, assuming you have equal levels and equal mana pools. Oracle just simply does too much nuke damage. Maybe one hero that can is a Lifestealer, perhaps, but that's maybe about it. So I was thinking about shifting over here. If you're worried about getting a last hit, just spam 70 mana for your last hit. I did that basically to prevent some of the dagger damage, but I don't think it was worth my mana. It blocked the initial strike if I casted it on time, but I don't even think I did, so that was just a little bad. I mean, this wasn't like a refined Oracle game by any means, guys. I don't think I played this one. I think I could definitely play it like 20% better. I could probably play the laning stage like 30% better, I would say. Like right there. Okay, it looks like Quap got the last hit for that. Maybe I casted it bad. I'm not quite sure. This looked bad though. I look fairly dead. So I actually just healed the Night Stalker there. A little bit of a Night Stalker gank, not too much I can do about that one, but grabbed my Blade of Attack, and I think, did I buy myself a ward here? I can't remember. I feel like I should have bought myself a ward. But once the Quap linked and the Night Stalker was there was no way I was going to win that trade. It's one of the downsides to Oracle. Your HP is a little bit low, and you have fairly low armor at 3, so if you get dived on that hard, there's only so much to do. Looks like I did not buy myself a ward here. Your animation's really good though. You attack really fast on this hero because he has a very low BAT, and what that means is I'm trying to watch how I did this, see if I did it right. Alright, I got that kill. I probably should have been bottling the whole time there. I think I made a bit of a mistake, but at least I did get the kill. The way that your ultimate works now is it's slightly changed. It doesn't make you invisible anymore. It now lasts for less time, and what it does is... Ooh, Chachi might be in trouble here. Lasts for less time, but it it removes all debuffs on you. So stuns, like status buffs, slows, all that stuff. If they get casted on you while the ulti is up, it does nothing. So it still does the double heal effect to you, but it doesn't do the status, or it stops status effects. So it's kind of better in a certain way, and it's kind of worse in other ways. If it was the previous ult right there, I would have lived, most likely. Like 100% I would have lived. Touchy should have charged him, might have been able to kill him, but I would have lived there. But the benefit is that it's kind of like a BKB substitute now. Well, that helps him in the core way. I think that's one of the reasons that he's better as a solo mid now, is because it helps him snowball as the core, because now you don't have to buy BKB as often. If you're playing against a silencer, you kind of still need a way to remove silence, but if it's against other heroes that maybe don't have the best disables, that's good. So for example, if I'm engaging on a lion and I want to fight him, I cast the ulti on myself, I initiate, and if he uses his hex on me, it immediately gets blocked. So it's kind of good in that way. Again, I found the cast the ability on myself. I'm going to be bottling up while I do this. I actually still ended up dying here. I got ganked so much to the early game here. Really good ganks from the Night Stalker. I think at this point I was fed up and I bought myself a ward, if I'm not mistaken. Buying yourself at least one ward as a mid hero is not that bad. It's only 75 gold. And it doesn't really interrupt the support if they really need to. But I just needed a high ground ward to spot where my opponents are moving. That way I don't run into like a Night Stalker and stuff like that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But ignoring the fact that I did get ganked so much, he is still a pretty good hero. And you can get a lot of kills off with him. Unfortunately, I TP'd to the mid lane, so I can't really help bot. Again, the animation for this hero is really good. Phase Boots is a pretty good pickup. You can go Treads if you want to, but I'm not really sure if it's needed, to be honest. There I did 2 nukes. Cost me quite a bit of mana, about 200 mana, but I did, like, what, maybe 300 magic damage to him. I'm just giving Chachi some mana here so we can get a charge off mid. I figured that we could kill the Quap.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I told Chachi to sit behind me, basically, because I knew that we were going to get ganked. And I ultied Chachi so that the slows didn't apply. I should have been bottling earlier. I actually messed up my attacks a lot. I should have been able to get. We should have been able to get that kill, but I basically stopped auto attacking for a long time. So I realized my mana was gone, and then I started bottling, but then a creep hit me. That was just terrible by me. I needed to auto attack more there. But I knew they were going to keep ganking me because they had been already, so I told Chachi to sit behind me, and then as he sits behind me, we get a double kill, which goes in my favor. So that was pretty nice. I ultied Chachi so that he wouldn't be slowed by the Night Stalker or feared or something like that, and it all worked out okay. I think that was alright. The only mistake I maybe made was, I don't know if I used my heal on Chachi or not. Or my third skill, basically. Again, it does damage, but the amount that's healed during that duration gets buffed onto your opponent. Ooh, I actually almost killed him. That was very close. I barely remember this game because I played it about a week ago, but if I had a little bit more HP there, or if I had a magic wand, I would have killed him. So I bought a bracer. I thought, I'm going to go for a drum. And I think that would be, for the core Oracle, I think that's okay, because you need a bit more mana pool than you did in the past, I feel. Maybe not more than you need in the past, but an Oracle definitely needs some way to get mana. I thought Drum was going to be an okay way, because it gives me movement speed, I'm going to be attacking a lot. Just overall stats, if you're playing kind of a core role, is usually a good thing to get. So the early Drum I felt would be useful. So it died again, but almost killed the Quap there. If I would have been able to cast my third skill one more time, I definitely would have gotten a successful kill off. Getting ready to go in. I told him we could dive this, so we kept going. Again, maxing the first skill. Next. Really haven't casted my first skill or my second skill very often. I haven't utilized it correctly. That's one downside of this video, is that we're not really exploring how good the second skill is. You can cast it on your opponents right before they're about to get a last hit, for example, and then they can't attack for 3 seconds. Like, that's really useful, obviously, right? Should have been able to save the Winter Wyvern there. I should have ultied him, but I frankly didn't think he was going to die. We lost Death Prophet as well just now. I was bottling him up. I probably should have just been using my spells here. Couple nukes. This one's pretty easy. Did get a charge off there, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
might be able to get that guy.
I'm a pain in the flesh.
That's one of the cool things about the first skill as well, is that it cancels the tree armor. It's a purge debuff. It's like using diffusal blade basically. Stops haste, all that stuff.
Dire's top tower.
Just a little bit of ulti on Chachi here. And that's actually gonna keep him alive. Actually maybe got him a little dangerously low there, but I used my spell a little late there. You should use it generally at the start. The duration of the Oracle ulti is a bit shorter, like I said, than before. So, and since the heal ticks on over time, it's better to just cast it right at the start after you ultimate somebody, and it'll give them the most heal. Usually heals them for, what is it, ticks like, at level 4 it ticks at 44 per second, so it lasts for like 6 seconds, which is like, that's a pretty good amount of HP. It's like, what, 300 HP, double that is 600. It's a pretty big heal, situationally, if you cast it right after the ultimate. Got my drum coming here. And I opted to go for a, did I really buy a Shadow Blade? I don't remember. But I felt like as I was snowballing, I needed to grab something that would allow me to actually continue snowballing against my opponents. Like, look how easy that kill was. Wasn't that impressive? Decided to ulti myself here, because I really didn't want to die. But I killed the line so easy. Once your Fortune's End, your first skill is maxed out. It's just impressive. Now, maybe this is one reason why I shouldn't get Fate's Edict early, because I could be maxing out Fortune's End and Purifying Flames a bit earlier, and that would allow me to solo kill people at a higher rate, because you can do like 900 magic damage within 3 seconds. That's amazing. And that's on no cooldown, basically, 12-second cooldown. Like, having both abilities maxed out was pretty amazing there. But that's kind of where you should be getting your advantage as an Oracle. You just have really, really high nuke damage, and you can profit from that as a core role. I feel like it would have been harder if my opponents were better at Dota. If they initiate on me, for example, or if they start with a Silence or a Hex, then I can't cast my ultimate. That's something else to be worried about.
Middle tower is under attack.
Definitely want to get top as fast as possible. Grab the Claymore. Looks like I did get a Shadow Blade. Yeah, if you're playing in mid, a Shadow Blade is a pretty good item to snowball with. Especially like an int caster that does rely on some physical damage. I mean, I could get a Blink Dagger, right? But it's also good to get the damage output of the Shadow Blade. It diversifies my damage a little bit. Just gonna go try to kill the tree here mid. I think I have a pretty good shot at getting him. I don't know what his HP is like. I assume I clicked in a second. I just waited here. That guy took forever to cast. Got a solo kill, but I did ask Chachi to charge there. And again, a bit more mana to the Spirit Breaker. That way he can always have his combo. He's actually been going Glimmer Cape on Shadow Spirit Breaker. I think it's really good.
Top tower is under attack.
Fortunately, the rune got taken. I guess I got a bounty. I guess it doesn't matter, huh? I don't know. I can see those people on the map. I shouldn't be able to. Just a replay bug. Knew I wasn't gonna get that one. I maybe rely on Purifying Flames to get last hits a bit too much. I'm unsure. It's really nice to just be able to one-shot range creeps though, and it's pretty safe. Should have ultied there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Again, lacking ward vision here kind of hurts me. If we had a ward, I might have been able to ulti myself and kill somebody, but pretty unlikely, honestly. It was a very high chance that I just died there. They sure ganked me a lot, though. I'll speed this up a little bit while I'm dead. What a nice microfire. My camera control is so bad here. That was actually pathetic. That was so bad. God, I can't believe I did. I'm so embarrassed you guys saw that. What the hell was I doing? Ugh. Always move the camera for where you're going. It's one of the problems with edge pan is sometimes when you're in a close chase scenario, you just have issues with that. I clicked on the map once as well, which obviously messed me up. Ah, I messed that up. So what I tried to do there... Oh, I didn't get the range. Actually, maybe should have committed to that one. I guess I was worried about dying. I wasn't really sure how high my HP is. But I did that. That little gank was really bad. See, what you need to do is you need to cast ulti as you approach. And I didn't do that. I thought about it as I approached. So I was like, oh, I should cast my ulti. And as I almost cast it, I got hexed. But if I would have been able to cast my ultimate, his stuns wouldn't have done anything to me. And I would have guaranteed been able to kill him. That's really what I should have done. My CS is pretty low here. Could be higher. Obviously, if you don't kill the creep, it hurts your farming a lot. Because then they're healing back. I really did this game sloppy, but I felt like it was an okay demonstration to how powerful Oracle was. It felt good while I played it, but watching it now, I did it really bad. Really weak. Could have been much better. The ward just sucks because of the Night Stalker ulti. Reduces your vision by a lot. But I should have definitely killed that lion. That lion was fresh meat. Spotted a Night Stalker. Like I easily could have stopped the Spirit Breaker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they got the lion.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to kill him. Chachi's just straight up owning.
Has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unstoppable.
Chachi was actually owning this game. I think I was just tilted or something from all the early ganks. Or I was just having a bad day, I'm not sure. But I do not remember playing this badly, that's for sure. Man, I just love one-shotting the range creep, so it's the best. For 80 mana, it's like, oh, free CS.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Give him a little bit of a heal first. He actually got really healed from that. That actually made such a big difference. So as the fight started, I put the heal on him. I don't think I really needed a TP back there. I think I played that fight pretty bad as well. I think I needed to play like 3 or 4 Oracle games to make this work. I think the pick is very situational. It's definitely not good at all lineups, but against the silencer it just sucked. But against this lineup it's okay. I just got way too flustered in team fights. I was not playing very well here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So now they got Shadow Blade. Ideally, you don't show them you have Shadow Blade until you get 1 kill off of it. So 1 attack to break invis from the bonus damage, and then 2 spells and 1 more right click. He reacted fairly fast to that, I feel. And I still got the kill. Shadow Blade makes a big difference, though. I mean, I could buy something like a Dagon instead and think like, oh, I already have 2 nukes that nuke really high, maybe I should get a Dagon. That's kind of an idea, but I think it's a lot safer to go for the... I think it's a lot safer to opt for the Shadow Blade instead, because it does give you right-click damage. You can use it to combo. Obviously, the bonus damage is pretty high, 175 physical. That's really good. Ulti Chris, because he's important to stay alive. Some weird misclicking. I probably should have faced Edict of Moonhead to anticipate the Finger of Death. I felt like I saw it this time, but When I was playing the game, I didn't really see it coming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It was pretty hard to think about. That's the main issue with him. Chris kind of showed there. I was telling him why he messed up. If you know somebody's kind of close, you should not play as aggressive with everybody else. Might have been able to chase them there. Can you blink through that? I think you could.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I think it's just a really weak immobilize. Fortune's End, that is. Good heroes for me to use my second skill on is probably Bloodseeker. We have pretty high magic damage, so using it is a little bit weird this game. Usually it's better when you're playing Oracle if you have a lot of physical and pure damage on your team instead of magic damage. I don't think it works very well with magic. You either want to be against a lot of magic damage, or you want to have no magic damage or little magic damage on your team. That way you can use your Fate's Edict pretty well. Look how fast my illusions attack though. Like, I've got pretty decent stats here, but my agility gain's 1.7, 2.9 int. It's mostly that that really low base attack time that Oracle has that makes your attack speed scale really well. Saw the free ward, might as well take it. I wanted to kill the Bloodseeker, but I thought it'd be better than team fight here. Man, that could have gone so much better. I messed it up. What I should have done, let's rewatch this fight in slow-mo, because I'm sure there's like a million other things that I could have done. Alright. Blah blah blah, moving into Shadow Blade. Alright. First things first. Need to ulti somebody, or I can attack. I could probably kill Tree. If I just hit Tree once here, I nuked that guy. I basically hit everybody except for the person I really needed to. And I should have killed the Tree a little faster. He still died. Kind of dished Uranic as well. And I should have just casted literally anything on this guy. I guess he is getting heals. And then I got Fog. That just slid it on a lot better. I guess I got the kill first, but that should have been a lot better. I should have cleaned up the two heroes a lot faster, and then maybe saved everybody else. I guess I saved Chachi, but it's kind of tough to play as heroes at core. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, I guess, is what it feels like, but I think it's worth it. Situationally, it's pretty fun. It's something you can do. If you want to beat your friends in a 1v1, Oracle's really strong at that. Bloodseeker died for almost nothing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And next item I was working on, I actually bought a Dagon here. I was like, I want to get rid of Atos, but I was like, oh, I want more damage. I think the damage option, like more actives in your items, is a bit tough for Oracle. It's already like very difficult to know when to cast, and you're already kind of vulnerable to stuns. I feel like the Dagon choice is a bit wrong. You know what I also could have done is I could have also ultied myself maybe, and then focus on killing people. But you still do end up dying to damage and stuff. I don't know. Dagon was the wrong choice though. I felt like, oh, it'll combo well with my damage, but I think it would have been better if I just bought really tanky HP items. That way if I do get focus, I have more time to do things. Like, your hero basically does a ton of stuff just by being alive, because your cooldowns are pretty low, right? So if you just stay alive for a very long time, you cast more spells and do more damage. You don't really need a Dagon to increase your damage. You get it just by being alive. He reacted actually so fast to that. It's a good Chachi kin though. Ended up being just enough. Stop history armor here. He ended up barely getting away. Wanted to see if I could catch him or something, but I didn't see him. I think Chachi TP'd back, but he probably should have just stayed for me, because I can always heal him a lot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I attack really fast now though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was the wrong spell to cast on. It made a magic immune. But does increase our physical. This fight got kind of weird. That fight was good. I did get to use my Dagon. I right-clicked a lot. My right-clicks are actually pretty good. I did some abilities. Mostly it's about right-clicking with this hero. So I think what the items you should buy in this hero, I think Rod of Atos is really good actually. I bought it once when I played Support Oracle, and I did eventually pick it up this game, but I think the Dagon was a mistake. Rather than the Dagon, I needed to get a Rod of Atos, because again, it's all about being able to cast your other spells, and Rod of Atos does that, right? Because it keeps people in place. They're slowed. If they're slowed, you have more times to cast Purifying Flames. Increases your damage by 30, because it gives you 30 int. It gives you like 300 HP. It's a really good damage item, actually, in terms of right-click. I mean, obviously, Sheepstick is a really good damage item, gives kind of comparable damage, but Sheepstick costs a lot more. Sheepstick is like 5,000 gold. Rod of Atos is 3,100. So I think Rod of Atos is a really good item. You need to build items that make your hero really tanky. Maybe getting a Scotty is even good. Maybe you could go like Phase Boots with a Drum into a Rod of Atos, and then you get a Scotty or something. Maybe that's good as well. Maybe it's better to get like a Shiva's instead. Maybe a Shiva's would be better. Shiva's Atos or something. I'm not sure. But I felt like the Dagon was a waste, especially because it's just more buttons to press that are kind of confusing. You can't use it with Fate's Edict, stuff like that. It got a little weird. I think I should have skipped the Dagon, should have gone straight Rod of Atos, and then maybe gotten another hybrid damage item, maybe even like a Daedalus or something like that. Or I don't think Manta Stall is the right item to get by any means, but maybe Manta or Yules. I got a Yules in the game versus Silencer, and it kind of helped, but it doesn't really give you HP, so I don't know. The plus damage items are good though. So if we look at Rod of Atos, it gives you 350 health and 30 intelligence, and it's a 10-second cooldown, 4-second duration, slow, which is really good against Bloodseeker. It's really good against Night Stalker. I mean, I attack really fast, I hit really hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I have a built-in BKB. That part's pretty cool as well. The only downside is you have to use it as you're getting silenced. Silences still counter the hero pretty well. It's probably the biggest thing that counters the core Oracle. Again, I don't necessarily recommend this in your pub games, but it's something you can do if you want to try it. Like, it got absolutely wrecked there. Blade Mail might be an okay pickup as well. I'm not completely sold on that, though. The hero's pretty weird, though. Definitely a weird core hero. Now we're kind of anticipating them engaging around the tier 2 tower. I think I told Moonhead to put a ward there, and I'll back him up if he's dying. Man, the vision range on that is so bad when Night Stalker uses his ultimate. It's such a big deal. Luckily we can't see our opponents, so that helps. Just gotta wait for Death Prophet and then we can fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I got my ultimate off on myself that time. Needed to use my rod there. I think that fight went okay. I did throw a lot of nukes out on the tree. I didn't use my rod though, and I should have used my rod multiple times during that fight. It was a bit longer than 10 seconds, so. I wonder if like a rod rush is worth it on Oracle as well. I think the attack speed that you get from Drum is pretty useful, and the movement speed is pretty good as well, so maybe it's not worth it to rush the rod, but... Fortunately, as a haste, so. He lends the ice path, we get him. Find somebody else instead. See, again, I keep casting my first skill. What I really need to do is Rod. Very supremely out of position there. The problem there was that I needed to use Shadow Blade to get out defensively. Once I get jumped on, if I don't have a Force Staff or Shadow Blade up, I just get killed if I get silenced. And my team couldn't really back me up, so I was super out of position there. Definitely threw that one away. Speed up a little bit while we're dead. Dagon definitely didn't save me either. The other problem, Dagon only does so much. Still dead. Still dead.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Got the Octarine Core on Death Prophet finish though, which is a really good item. It's a new lifesteal from your ultimate. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go shift to the top lane, help Chachi. Basically, the first thing I should cast like every single gank is really just the Rod of Atos. Oh, I'm sorry. I did use Rod of Atos there. Kind of ditched Chachi a little bit. Should have saved somebody probably. I also should have maybe ultied myself here. I did use Fate's Edict on the Bloodseeker there, which blocked a lot of the damage that Spirit Breaker did, which is mostly magical, but it did buff up the Death Prophet damage, so it's probably okay. I'm a little surprised I didn't get disabled here. I feel like, honestly, I don't think I played this game very well at all. It was mostly just my opponents were missing disables on me. If they just chain stun me in every fight, I would do very little. That's kind of the counter towards this. I think I need to refine the build a little bit. I was kind of just trying things out and experimenting this game, but I didn't really feel like I got anything refined. But it was an okay tester. I got to try Shadow Blade, which I felt was good. I got to try Rod of Atos, which I think is really good, because keeping your HP up is a really big deal when you're playing this hero. I got to try Dagon, which I think is not good. I would not go Dagon again, especially because you need the HP. I think my skill build is okay. I should have used Fate's Edict a lot more. That was pretty important, I believe. We can definitely still push, maybe. We still have all of our heroes, right? I guess we don't have Death Prophet ulti. What else should I buy? A Hex would be okay. Like I said, maybe Eul's at this point would be alright. A BKB wouldn't be terrible, because then I could basically BKB 2 heroes instead of just myself. It's not a bad idea. Force Staff would be good as well. Maybe something more tanky. Maybe an Octarine Core would be okay on this hero, actually. You could reduce your Purifying Flames down by, what, 25%? So it'd be more like 2.1 or something. I'm not sure exactly what it would be, but your Fortune's End could be 9 seconds. This could be 9 seconds. Your ultimate could go down pretty far, down to 30 seconds. I think an Octarine Core late game might be good after the Rod of Atos. Maybe Rod of Atos Octarine Core is the way or something. Because then you'll be getting heals from whenever you do damage to your opponent with your spells. That's pretty cool. You know what I should have done? I should have ran left. That was... Luckily, he stayed around for a while here. But I definitely should have ran left. Did I save my life? I did. So Moonhead ended up staying alive there. I kind of killed Moonhead there. What have I just? But I kind of killed him because I used my third skill on him without using Fate's Edict. Because I put him in a low place. I should have been watching the map better, seeing that the line was coming, and then realized that he needed more heal than that. And especially against a line. Like, line actually does no damage to a hero, relatively, if you use your second skill, Fate's Edict, on somebody. So there's no reason not to heal Moonhead in that way. I saved him for the whole team fight, and then I let him down a bit there. So I think that was bad. But the ultimate's really good at keeping people alive. You can turn team fights very easily. All it really takes is, you know, your ultimate and 1 Purifying Flames, and you heal them for about 600. It's pretty good.
successor.
Fortunately, we weren't able to get him the second time. Also, I tried to Atos there after my Purifying Flames, but I messed it up. But I think it would have been worth it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I should have casted that first, because even if his silence failed, we maybe could have chased afterwards. Slows against blinkers are actually really good, because you can still catch up to them after they blink in a lot of cases. Blink doesn't get away from everything. Silences and stuns are generally better, but slows are not the worst, as long as you have pretty fast heroes yourself. Could have probably stacked this here. Might kill it in time as well. Nope, did not.
Dominant double kill.
Looks like my team is losing. I ended up buying a real damage item at this point. I don't think I did this team fight very well. Luckily I hit so hard that it doesn't really matter that much. Got that going for me. The reason I got a Demon Edge is because my right click damage is really good. Needs to be a bit better at this point. Buying int items kind of scales you pretty well for the mid game, but in the late game it's better to have a real plus damage item. And I thought the Daedalus would be the okay solution for this.
Haste.
Daedalus works really well at that. It's probably the best plus damage item that you can get, other than Rapier obviously. But the crits are just too good basically, and it's just very raw damage. MKB is offset slightly by the fact that it gives you a mini stun, which interrupts TPs, but also that it also, the mini stuns do magic damage, so it's not quite as direct. It's not as bursty as something like a Daedalus is. Daedalus is generally, it seems like it does a lot more DPS. I haven't done the math on it, but it really seems like the damage item they don't really compare to one another. Maybe it'd be worth going for something like a Boots of Travel build on Oracle as well, because then you could TP to allies and then ulti them, maybe turn fights a bit. The movement speed wouldn't be bad either. Because when you use Phase, it makes you about as fast as a Boots of Travel does, and it's kind of comparable cost. It's not as good, obviously, but... I told him to let me go in first with my Shadow Blade so I could guarantee the disable. I got pretty lucky there with the timing of my Fortune's End. It was right as... But again, the Fortune's End removed the... It removed the Treant armor. One of the nice counters. It also removes Surge. Oracle's actually really good at laning versus a Darkseer. It's a really good opportunity for a support to beat an offlane here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And back to farming, I guess. So I'm only critting for about 700, but considering I'm like a hero that's typically played as a support, I think this is pretty good. Obviously I have a stupid amount of kills. My CS is not very good. Another item that people were buying on Oracle in the early game, before actually, when he didn't have a very good farming tool with your third skill, is they would always buy Maelstrom, because he didn't really have a good way to flash farm, and that was one way to do it. You couldn't really buy Battle Fury on your range here, so they got Maelstrom. You can maybe still build Maelstrom now. I don't know if I recommend it though, because it doesn't get buffed on your Fate's Edict. If you ever use your second skill to increase your damage to people, then it doesn't work. Whereas now I can do that. I can cast it on people, increase my physical damage by 50%, and that buffs all of my Daedalus. So one of the plus sides to having a Daedalus over something like a Maelstrom or a Mjolnir. Really wish I didn't get the Dagon though. I really felt like it wasn't very useful. That Daedalus is really good though. Chuan failed a bit there on casting anything. It's at this point that I realized if I just right-clicked him and casted Fate's Edict that he would die. So I did that, and it worked. Basically, he can't attack me. I do 50% more damage to him. I can't cast spells on him, but that's fine because my right-click is pretty good. He did slow me using his first skill, and he silenced me as well, but once the Fate's Edict is on him and it lasts for 6 seconds, he's pretty much just hard committed. I really don't know if Octarine Core would be good on this hero or not. I'm not sure. I did save Uranic, but he kind of just gave up on life there. I was panicked for sure. He might just die here. If he would have casted his Glimmer Cape on himself, he might have been able to survive. That's what I told him. So 2,500 gold now. I could upgrade my Dagon, I guess. Honestly, the biggest issue with Oracle is just chasing is a bit difficult. Maybe getting a Blink Dagger is the better item or something like that. Maybe Bloodstone would be good. I don't know if you need that much mana regen. You probably don't. But
The future's not ours.
really, your issues are you're having trouble chasing people. They don't stick around as long as you would like. You have trouble chasing people, and you have trouble not getting stunned or silenced. You get stunned and silenced a lot as well. So maybe BKB and Rod of Atos is the build or something. It's possible.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just casting my heal on myself. Does more damage in the short term, obviously, but your second skill is really good at taking Roche, by the way, as you can see. It stops him from attacking for 6 seconds, then he attacks you for 6 seconds, and then you can stop him from attacking you again for 6 seconds. It's really useful. Opted to drop my drum over my Dagon. Maybe a mistake, because the movement speed's pretty good.
With gratitude.
Send my drum back. You can grab it later, I can sell it. Tree and DC, I do not remember this. This game is actually pretty long. I don't quite know what we smoked for. So I think I told them to push, and then we were going to go high ground mid with Aegis and DD, I think is what I was planning on here. Did I sell my wand or something? Oh no, we were buying items, I believe. I have about a minute until the DD goes away, so I can just sit on it here. Doesn't really hurt too much.
Double damage.
Let's see if I can catch this Bloodseeker here. Crit for about 18 or 1400 on a creep. It's pretty good. If only I had a rapier, guys. DDs actually scale really well if you have a stat heavy hero. Like if you're playing Morphling and you're buying a lot of agility items, your DDs do a lot more. Because they boost up all that agility items that you purchase. Opted just to right click him down. At this point, it doesn't matter if you get silenced. It's one of the nice parts. That was mostly the DD though, giving me 183 extra damage.
bottom tower has
The
fallen.
map click, man.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
So look at stop the hex, stop the silence. That's kind of how your fights should go. It's like that. I actually took a lot of damage there, but it all worked out okay. And if I'm really low, I just cast my second skill, and then my third skill twice. That'll give me a lot of overall HP. Again, just right click it. I actually messed up really bad with my second skill. I pretty much just healed him. But it all worked out in the end. So, this game wasn't the best example of how to play Oracle, but in the late, when my HP was super high and my physical damage was good, then I wasn't really that vulnerable when I got Silence, which was maybe the critical mass part that you maybe want to try to get to as an Oracle. Getting to the Deadless is a bit hard while also having big HP, but I feel like if I shaved off my Dagon and I just went like Shadow Blade. I mean, I didn't really even use my Shadow Blade that much. I think it was a useful item, but it wasn't. I don't know. I feel like it could have been better. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten a Shadow Blade. Maybe I should have gone Blink or something. Then I can sit far behind my teammates and show up and wreck. I'm not sure. But it's kind of a weird playstyle to play him in mid. It's fun, but I don't know if I would say it's super viable. Definitely not in the pro scene. I think it's a bit weak there. Especially because you're spending a lot of time casting, trying to save your allies instead.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
I've been hexed. Kind of did Shachi there, but see, I'd probably shave off the Dagon. I think the Shadow Blade was potentially useful, but maybe I should have just gone Rod of Atos first. That way I could still slow my opponents, and I'd have pretty decent right click, and then after that go Daedalus, I think is pretty safe to say. Maybe a Blink in there for some mobility, or a Force Staff, either a Blink or a Force Staff for mobility, and then a Daedalus, I think worked really well. So that is mid Oracle. That was me kind of learning how to play the hero in that vein. I definitely didn't do it very well, but that is it. And I think I did okay, but not amazing by any means. So that's mid Oracle. Try it on your pub games. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Let me know what you guys think about the skill build. Actually, I have a question for you guys. Been trying to get more people to use our website, so I'm gonna shamelessly plug that at the moment. If you guys have nothing else to do right now, but if we just go to purgegamers.true.io, go to my website, and I'm gonna go on the forum and I'm gonna make a post here. I did this on stream the other day, but asked about favorite changes about 6.84 and stuff like that, and people were chiming in on that. But let's do another one. I'm kind of curious. Sec. I'm gonna go to the main forum. Dota 2 strategy. I want to make a post about how do you build mid carry Oracle. I think this is a good question because there's a lot of things that I haven't really thought of in terms of playing mid Oracle. Maybe there's some item that makes him really good. Maybe like something like a Lotus Orb would be really fun to cast on whoever you use your ultimate on. Who knows? Or Glimmer Cape is actually probably a really good idea to get on Oracle as well. Any hero like Oracle or Shadow Demon, Glimmer Cape is just so good because you can save people twice instead of just once, or you'd have two options instead of just one. I think that's a pretty good. I just made an Oracle video where I played mid. I went phase, drum, SB, Dagon into Daedalus. Oh, we can add Oracle. I don't know how to do this. Purge. Does that work? All right, let's make this post. So I'll link this in the video description, so you guys can co-comment there if you want to. I think the forums will be a good place to find people to play with, stuff like that. You can find other posts. Enchantress offlane. 5 win streak in rank. I actually think the Enchantress offlane is pretty good. I did it a few times, but I think it's important to get at least 1 skill point and your second ability, because then you can control creeps. I don't think there's any reason not to. You're getting 1 control. You're basically spending 1 stat point to have a 1000 HP minion that has nukes Like, you could get a wild cannon when you're lane. You could get a satyr creep and spam 125 magic nukes on somebody. You know, I think that's really good. So yeah, I'll probably I participate on the forums sometimes. I recommend going here to talk with other people or find people to play with if that's what you're into. But just a shameless plug for the website. We'd like to see more people using this if possible. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you later. Bye.